NFL free agency, it seems like it has came and now has passed all eyes on the draft. We're going to talk about a little bit about these free agency signings, giving you my thoughts. We're going to go over the big ones. We're not going to go over every single one, just like the big ones. We're going to start with, obviously, the quarterbacks, because quarterbacks, valuable position here in the NFL. First quarterback to sign, Russell Wilson got released from the Broncos, and then he signs with the Steelers. Now, Russell Wilson getting released from Broncos. Sean Payne, I saw an interview with him. He was basically like, yeah, Russell Wilson ain't the guy or something like that. I didn't watch the full interview, but I did see the clip. Or not the clip. I saw the comment on the clip. But yeah, it seemed like when Sean Payne got there, Russell Wilson, and the way the season has went, seemed like he was out. So Broncos, man, the Seahawks kind of fleeced the Broncos, if we're being honest. Broncos obviously going a new direction. Draft. Who are they going to draft? Penix, McCarthy, or are they going to roll it Stidham? We'll see what the Broncos do. But Russell Wilson goes to the Steelers, and at the time, Kenny Pickett was there. So, yeah, Russell Wilson more than likely going to be the starter now with Pickett gone. Pickett goes to the Eagles. More than likely, Kenny Pickett will be a backup. But when Russell Wilson signed with the Steelers, I was thinking it's going to be competition between Pickett and Wilson. They're going to Steelers are going to find their guy. I figured once Wilson signed with the Steelers that Pickett was kind of going to be the backup anyway. But yeah, Wilson to the Steelers. I don't hate the move for the Steelers. Steelers kind of needed a quarterback. I mean, their quarterback play the last few years haven't been good. Kenny Pickett was actually their best quarterback this year. Mitchell Trubisky wasn't anything. Mason Rudolph was meh. Steelers got their quarterback, Russell Wilson, Pickens in that offense. We'll see what happens. And then, like we just said, Kenny Pickett to the Eagles. Guess there was some kind of conflict there with Pickett. Once Wilson signed, he was kind of upset about it. He goes to the Eagles. More than likely going to be a backup for them because I don't see Kenny Pickett starting over Jalen Hurts. Probably going to be the backup for now. We'll see what happens there. And then the Steelers, speaking of the Steelers, they went out and traded for Justin Fields. This makes sense. If Russell Wilson don't work out, I don't know how long the deal is. I thought it was a 1 year. I think it's 3 year. If Russell Wilson don't work out for the Steelers, they now bring in Justin Fields, who I think is on his 5th year now. Can re-sign him, let him learn under Wilson, let him on the offense. The Steelers, man, they just know how to win, bro. I'm just saying. Mike Tomlin is a god. I don't know. That he took that Steelers team last year to the playoffs. It was mind-blowing. But now he brings in Russell Wilson. We'll see what they're going to do. Fields is going to learn under Wilson. And this trade between Chicago and Pittsburgh, Fields to Pittsburgh, signified that the Bears will be taking Caleb Williams, number 1 overall. RG3 had some comments. Maybe we'll go over them in another podcast, but RG3 was coming at the Bears, man. But yeah, Caleb Williams will now definitely be a Bear. So yeah, Justin Fields in Steelers. We'll see what happens. He's probably going to be the backup. Steelers got a really good QB room. Mason Rudolph went to the Titans and Trubisky went to the Bills. Pickett to the Eagles. I think the Steelers really upgraded their QB position. So if you're a Steelers fan, you got a lot to look forward to. Hopefully Russell Wilson gets rid of those Broncos days, goes back to Seattle. Russell Wilson. We'll see. And then hopefully that pays off for the Steelers. AFC now is loaded everywhere at quarterbacks. AFC is going to be a really fun division. Speaking of quarterbacks, Kirk Cousins signs with the Atlanta Falcons. It was surprising that Minnesota didn't even franchise tag him or just let him go. If you're an Atlanta Falcons fan, you should be ecstatic. Kirk Cousins, yes, we have the primetime Kirk Cousins, but Kirk Cousins, if we're being real, is a top quarterback in the NFC now. He's not a top 10 quarterback. He's probably top 15, top 20, but Kirk Cousins is probably the best quarterback in the NFC right now. But he's coming off an Achilles injury. We'll see what happens there. But if you're a Falcons fan, you should be feeling really confident right now. I think the Falcons, with that Kirk Cousins signing, are the favorites to win the division. The Bucks, Baker Mayfield had a great year. We'll see what happens there. The Saints, can they rebound with Carr and the Panthers? Or the Panthers are bad right now. Falcons should be the favorites to win that division after last year's collapse. Now, this move by the Falcons when they signed Kirk Cousins was to signify that they're trying to win now. The Falcons are trying to win now. You bring in, how old is Kirk Cousins? In his 35, 36, 37, whatever. He's in his mid-30s, right? Falcons are trying to win now. They got Bijan, they got Pitts, they got London. They got the 8th overall pick now. What I think the Falcons should do with that pick, maybe go look at the O-line. Afanu out of Penn State. Joe Alt maybe will be there for the Falcons at 8. Maybe the Falcons go defense. We'll see what the Falcons do. That move is very exciting as an NFL fan. putting Cousins in that offense with Pitts, London, and Bijan. Now the Falcons just have to execute. So if you're a Falcons fan, you should be ecstatic about that. What else we got? Marcus Mariota signed with the Commanders. Again, backup guy. Probably Mariota will start for the Commanders and let probably Drake May or Jaden Daniels, whoever they take at 2, maybe JJ McCarthy. We'll see what the Commanders do. Mariota probably will start, and then the young guy will probably learn under him and then start. Jacoby Brissett, same thing, went to the Patriots. He'll probably start, and then they're going to probably draft a young guy. We'll see what the Patriots do. They'll probably draft a young guy, let him sit under Jacoby Brissett. So that's pretty much all the big quarterback moves. Guys, this is all coming from the top of my dome. So if I'm missing anything, comment down below. Derrick Henry signs with the Ravens. Oh my God. Have the Ravens just become like the favorites outside of the Chiefs? I think the Ravens are the favorites, maybe. The Chiefs. The Chiefs. Yeah, the Chiefs still favorites. They got Patrick Mahomes. But with this move, Derrick Henry, the power back. Woo-hoo-hoo. Derrick Henry. I mean, this is a good move. Derrick Henry's a perfect fit. He's like a glove in that offense. You got Lamar, the speedy guy, who's a quarterback, and Lamar is a great quarterback. Don't get me wrong. He's got a great running ability. He's got throwing. He proved it wrong. He proved it this year. But anyway, Lamar, Derrick Henry, that backfield, man, it's going to be dangerous. Derrick Henry is going to be a stud. It was a perfect fit. It was a match from day one as soon as the Titans decided that they're not going to bring him back. This is a fun move, man. The Ravens are going to be nasty next year. The Ravens will be nasty next year. So that's a great move by the Ravens there. Other running back news, Josh Jacobs goes to the Packers. Now, when Josh Jacobs went to the Packers, I initially thought him and Aaron Jones were going to be a beast. The Packers then decided to release Jones. Aaron Jones now signs with the Vikings, so Vikings getting help there. And Vikings need everything they can, right? They just signed Sam Darnold. The Vikings now have 2 first-round picks. They might trade up for a quarterback. Maybe JJ McCarthy. Maybe they sit and wait. Maybe JJ falls to them. Penix, whatever. But they got Sam Darnold. They need everything they can. Justin Jefferson having contract negotiation issues. They bring in Aaron Jones, nice. And the Packers bringing in Josh Jacobs is a nice pickup there, too. They still got A.J. Dillon. I mean, I don't know why they moved Aaron Jones. It made sense cap reasons. But, man, the Packers had a loaded room, but they had to move on from Aaron Jones. Other running back news, Austin Ekeler to the Commanders. I was scratching my head. I'm like, Austin Ekeler to the Commanders made sense. The Chargers are going in a different direction. Now Austin Ekeler can go to Washington, be the lead back there. Antonio Gibson from the Commanders went to the Patriots. Patriots, I mean, they're trying, man. If you're a Patriot fan watching, I feel bad for you. The Patriots are kind of, right now, they're booty. They're booty, and they're not good. They were not going to be good. Maybe give them 2 to 3 years. The Patriots will be back, Patriot fans. I'm sorry. Sorry to disrespect you, but you're not good right now. You're not good. So Antonio Gibson there is probably just going to be a backup or whatnot. Any other run? Oh, DeAndre Swift to the Bears. I like that move. Really do. DeAndre Swift. It seemed like DeAndre Swift had a kind of a down year with the Eagles, and now he goes to Chicago. Now gets to play with a rookie quarterback in Caleb Williams, more than likely. And any other big running back sign I can think off the top of my head? Oh, Devin Singletary went to the Giants because Saquon Barkley went to the Eagles, and Giants fans were not happy about that. I can tell you that. But the Giants, let's be fair, they should have paid him if they wanted him. They clearly seemed like they didn't. Maybe they should have, franchise tag him, but I guess Saquon didn't want to play in the franchise tag. It made sense for Saquon. It's all business. It's all business, guys. If the Giants wanted him, they should have paid him like one. He was the best. No offense to any Giants fans, but he was the offense. Daniel Jones makes I feel bad. Daniel Jones makes $45 million. Didn't even play. He played 3 games last year. Daniel Jones is garbage right now. But the Giants, to be fair to Daniel Jones, Giants have gave him no weapons and no offensive line. Saquon was their offense, and now it's gonna be interesting to see Philadelphia. He's going to Philly now. Whew. I mean, I like that pickup if you are a Eagles fan. Saquon Barkley is the beast. Probably going to take the load off Jalen Hurts now a little bit with his running ability. So should be a good. That's Saquon and Jalen Hurts. Obviously, it made sense for Devin Singletary to go to the Giants. Giants have a hole at running back. Devin Singletary had a really solid year, kind of underrated year down there in Houston. So we'll see what he can do at New York. Also, Joe Mixon got released from the Bengals. He's going to sign with the Texans. So, I mean, Joe Mixon has been, he had one great year with the Bengals, and then, ever since what's his name? I can't think of his name. That new coach from the Rams. I see Zach Taylor. Since Zach Taylor got there, I think that kind of revitalized Joe Mixon's career. But I guess Joe Mixon hasn't been really that good outside of maybe 2-3 years there. He's going to H-Town. I think a change of scenery is good for him. We'll see what he can do there with C.J. Stroud and them boys. That's a good pickup. Keenan Allen, we're moving over to the receivers position now. Keenan Allen got traded to the Bears, which, again, the Chargers are going in new directions. If you're a Chargers fan, yes, you can be upset about your players you're losing, your great players you're losing, but again, you guys are going in a different direction. New GM, new coach, Jim Harbaugh. And Keenan Allen to the Bears, I mean, him and DJ Moore, Caleb Williams, probably going to be in the mix. Keenan Allen was at Caleb Williams' pro day, so it seems like they're building chemistry there. We'll see how it works out for the Bears. They got two really good receivers now, a dynamic duo, Moore and Allen. That should be interesting there. Chargers also release Mike Williams, who will now sign with the Jets. So our Jets fans being ecstatic about this move, which is a good thing. You can be always ecstatic about your player, but Mike Williams, let's be real, has injury concerns. He hasn't played healthy. He hasn't been healthy all of his career, but we'll see what happens with the Jets. Mike Williams, don't get me wrong, he's a beast. He just can't stay on the field. We'll see what happens there. Any other? Calvin Ridley to the Titans. I saw Patriot fans were really wanting him. I also saw, now that the Jaguars didn't have to give up like a second-round pick to get Calvin Ridley, I thought he was going right back to the Jaguars. Instead, he's going back. He's going to go to the Tennessee Titans, the Jaguars rival there. Should be interesting. Will Levis, DeAndre has two weapons down, and DeAndre Hopkins, Calvin Ridley. I mean, Calvin Ridley, I feel like he's been mid, right? I mean, outside of his 2 games against the Titans, which beastly, I mean, I feel like Calvin Ridley didn't do much this year. Is that just me? And he's getting paid a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. That's good for Calvin Ridley. We'll see what he does with Tennessee. Should be interesting there. As long as he's I'm not going to make the joke. But, he should be fine in Tennessee. We'll see what happens. I think Titans right now are kind of mediocre right now, but they're at least trying because they went out and they traded for L'Jarius Sneed a couple days ago. Yeah, L'Jarius Sneed is now a Titan. And I saw rumors out there that the Dolphins were interested, like Lions were interested. But I think the Chiefs didn't want to trade him to a contender. So he kind of the Chiefs traded him to the Titans. Now it should be interesting. L'Jarius Sneed is probably one of the top corners in football. I'm surprised that the Chiefs traded him. I get it. He was franchise tagged. I guess they didn't want to pay him. I'm assuming L'Jarius Sneed and Trent McDuffie last year were a beastly dynamic duo. We'll see what happens with him in Tennessee. He's going to be a cornerstone on that defense. Let's see. Any other free agency moves? Let me look up some free agency moves here. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Oh, David Bakhtiari got released by the Packers. Made sense. Cap issues there with Green Bay. Wasn't really healthy last couple years. Teron Armstead got released from the Cowboys. I believe he signed with the Jets. Could be wrong about that one. But again, Teron Armstead hurt. Can't stay in the field. These are just power rankings. Where is NFL free agency? Let's go to ESPN. I know they're pretty much. Oh, Jameis Winston. He signed with the Browns. More likely going to be a backup. I just saw that popped up. But yeah, that should be a good move there. My Dolphins released Xavier Howard. Sucked, man. He was basically like a cap casualty. It should be interesting to see where he can go. I wish him the best of luck. One of the best Dolphins players on that defense. That got released. Also, speaking of my Miami Dolphins, I just thought of a bunch of free agents that left us. Christian Wilkins signs with the Raiders. I mean, that's going to be dangerous. If you're a Raiders fan, get pumped. I love Christian Wilkins. He's the beast. Him along Max Crosby, that's going to be dangerous. And Patrick Mahomes better watch out. Christian Wilkins, have you guys seen what he's been doing to Josh Allen? Patrick Mahomes, get ready because what Christian Wilkins was doing to Josh Allen, he's now going to do to Patty Mahomes. And with Max Crosby there, Raiders, you got to be excited about that pickup. Another Dolphin player that left, Brandon Jones, the safety. He goes to Denver. I mean, I love Brandon Jones. He was kind of mid, if I'm being honest. He didn't really do much this past year, ever since Vic Fangio got here. Should be a good pickup for Denver there. And then Andrew Van Ginkel, my guy. I love me Andrew Van Ginkel. I was sad that he's going to get paid 2 years, $10 million, and that the Dolphins wouldn't even offer that. It's going to be sucking to see Andrew Van Ginkel leaving the Miami Dolphins, but he should be a good pickup for the Vikings, and he should be doing pretty good there. Hold on one second. All right, we're back. Yeah, so Andrew Van Ginkel, it sucks losing him on the Dolphins, but he should be a good pickup there for Minnesota. I just saw this one come across. Tony Pollard signs with the Titans. Made sense. Titans needed a placement there for Derrick Henry. Again, the Titans helping Will Levis. Tennessee helping Will Levis out there with the Tony Pollard. Cowboys lose one. I don't know what the Cowboys are doing. Cowboys have been very quiet in free agency. They did sign Eric Kendricks, a linebacker from the Chargers. They needed one. Atlanta Van Ness has retired. Sucks to see what his career has been. I thought he was a beast, but it just sucks to see, man. All those injuries start to add up. So wish Leighton Van Der Esch the best in his retirement. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about this one. Panthers traded for Deontay Johnson, and they traded away Kevin Jackson. No, who was their cornerback? Dante Jackson to the Steelers. I mean, Dante Johnson has kind of been, honestly, he's kind of been mid. You know, he's still a beast receiver. Should be fun. It should be fun to see him and Bryce Young in there in Carolina. Chargers signed Kristen Fulton. This came across I'm on ESPN's website. I mean, Kristen Fulton's been kind of, you never heard of him. He was like a second-round draft pick for the Titans. Maybe a new change of scenery there can help him. I'm just trying to see. Josh Dobbs signed with the Niners. Again, this is just a backup quarterback move. Maybe Shanahan revitalizes. I personally would have loved to see Josh Dobbs in the UFL this upcoming season, but, you know, it is what it is. Josh Dobbs ain't a bad quarterback. He ain't a bad quarterback. He's a solid quarterback. We'll see what Shanahan does. I mean, Shanahan turned Brock Purdy into a stud. We'll see what he does we'll see what happens with him if they need to go to Josh Dobbs. Devontae Foreman signed with the Browns. Huge pickup for the Browns. Nick Chubb will probably be back around the start of the season. Adding Devontae Foreman into that mix fills that Kareem Hunt role, because I believe Kareem Hunt's a free agent that hasn't signed. Back Jerry Jeudy. How can I forget this one? Got traded to the Browns for a pack of peanuts and a pack of chips. Should be interesting to see what him and Cooper could do. Jerry Jeudy in Denver the last few years, you haven't seen him. He's been kind of average. We'll see what he does in the Browns. Hopefully Deshaun Watson and Kevin Stefanski can get his career revitalized there. But I don't get me wrong. I've been saying average. I mean, you just don't have it. When I say he hasn't been average, you know, you haven't heard his name. You haven't seen his highlights. You know, you never see him make a big play. You know, it seemed like when Russell Wilson got there, he was doomed. Like, Russell Wilson wasn't given the ball as much. Injuries have hurt him, but we'll see what he does in Cleveland. It's a new step forward. I'm excited to see that. Chase Young signing with the Saints. That's a big pickup for the Saints. I think the Saints right now are in this weird spot, man. I thought the Saints could win that division last year. They choked. Derek Carr he was not good last year for the Saints. We'll see what happens this year with him. But adding Chase Young to that defense, that's going to be a big help for the Saints there. And then there's rumors going around that my Dolphins are trying to sign Odell. We'll see what happens with that. Speaking of my Dolphins, we signed Jordan Brooks, a middle linebacker from Seattle. Seattle fans, let me know more about Jordan Brooks, because I think this is a great pickup. I've seen some positive things and some negative things about Jordan Brooks, but I like the signing there for my Dolphins about Jordan Brooks. We also signed center Aaron Brewer. Titans fans hate him, I guess. Dolphins fans love him. They already think great things of him. Well, Titans fans, are my Dolphin fans lying to me? Are you Titans fans right? We'll see. Comment down below. I've been seeing positive and negative things about him. Aaron Brewer. Trent Brown goes to the Bengals. Makes sense there. Bengals need help at the O-line still. Jonah Williams, I believe, signed with the Cardinals. I could be wrong there. Raiders signed Gardner Minshew. You know, it's going to be interesting to see what the Raiders do. Are they going to roll out with Aiden O'Connell and have Minshew as the backup, or are they going to try to trade up? It's going to be a fun draft, man. We'll see what the Raiders do there. But I don't hate the pickup. Gardner Minshew played really solid for the Colts last year. We'll see what happens out there in Vegas and trying to see anymore. And Danielle Hunter got released from the Vikings. He signs with the Texans. That's a good pickup for that Texans defense. That Texans defense is going to be nasty. Alexander Mattison signs with the Raiders. Alexander Mattison, let me tell you, he was mid last year for the Vikings. Should be a solid pickup there. Maybe for the Raiders. I mean, the Raiders need to fill that Josh Jacobs role. We'll see what happens with Alexander Mattison. Jonnu Smith got released from Falcon, signed with my Dolphins. That was a really solid pickup. I like that move a lot for the Dolphins. I think Jonnu Smith's going to be a beast. He was Arthur Smith's go-to guy down there in A-Town. We'll see what he can do with my Dolphins. Speaking of which, we signed Jordan Poyer. I don't like this move. The Dolphins have not that many safety options because Deshaun Elliott signed with the Steelers. We only had Javon Holland under contract. We signed Jordan Poyer, who's 34. And he's cheap. I like that, but 34, we only have 2 safeties on the roster, him and Holland right now. Dolphins need to do something at safety. They got to either draft someone young and develop. And Javon Holland's he's on a contract here, bro. Dolphins have some issues on that defense right now with safeties. We need Dolphins. We got to find some safeties, bro, because we have one under contract for this. We have 2 of them, 2 safeties, Poyer and Holland. Holland's on a contract here. Poyer is 34 on a 2-year deal. I like the pickup of Poyer, but Dolphins need some depth there. Let's see what else we got. Eric Armstead got released from the 49ers. That's kind of a big blow there for that 49ers defense. KJ Osborne signed with the Patriots. KJ Osborne kind of mid. We'll see what he does with the Patriots. Patriots released Devontae Parker. I try to warn Patriot fans. I try to warn them. They didn't listen to me. I try to warn them, bro. They were hyping him up. Tyler Huntley. He went to the Browns. So the Browns quarterback room, man, it is loaded. It is loaded with Watson, who has injury, or he was injured last year. They brought in Winston. Now they bring in Huntley. Joe Flacco, I thought they would re-sign him. He goes to the Colts. That's not a bad pickup. I mean, that's a good pickup for the Colts. Joe Flacco, 39. Richardson's very young. Flacco's probably going to sit behind him, help the young guy in Anthony Richardson. Jerome Baker, who my Dolphins released, going to Seattle to fill that Jordan Brooks role. Jimmy G got released by the Raiders. Made sense. They benched him. He's going to Rams to sit under Matthew Stafford. Should be an interesting pickup there. We'll see what happens. Marquise Hollywood Brown went to the Chiefs, so the Chiefs keep reloading. I believe they released Mardez Dowling-Scantling. I believe he got released. But you have Mahomes, you have Hollywood Brown, you have Rashid Rice, you have Kelsey. Chiefs, man, that's a good pickup. That's a really good pickup. How can I forget this one? Brian Burns got traded to the Giants. And I tried telling Panthers fans, like, you either re-sign him or you franchise tag him. Or here's the thing. I was trying to tell Panthers fans, you either franchise tag him and get something for him, or you just let him walk and get nothing. Or you could have re-signed him. Now, the Panthers are kind of rebuilding. They are rebuilding right now. They franchise tag him and they trade him. Made sense. You got assets for him. Not that much, but you got some assets. Brian Burns, the Panthers are rebuilding. Guy, if you're a Panthers fan, I understand you're upset and you're frustrated, but you guys are a rebuilding team. You want to pay Brian Burns all that money to just be there, or you rather trade him and get him out of here? Seems like he didn't want to be there anyway. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Panthers fans, let me know. But I think like the Panthers, they let Chin go. I believe Chin signed with the Commanders. I could be wrong about that. But Chin's also gone. The Panthers are in rebuild mode. You had to trade him. You had to get something for him, or you just let him walk. Panthers did the right thing there. It sucks for you, Panthers fans. I feel your pain. All your good players have gone. TJ Moore now got traded last year. Chin. Burns now gone to the Panthers. It made very much sense. Jordan Fuller, I'm just seeing this one for the first time. He's signing with the Panthers. Not a bad pickup there. Michael Gallup got released from the Cowboys. Cowboys are in cap trouble there. DJ, is that DJ right there? I don't know. I can't read. I'm just going off NFL. The I'm just looking at the free agency thing. Cameron Curl to the Rams, not a bad pickup there for the Rams. Devin White signs a 1-year deal with the Eagles. Devin White is a beast, man. He's a great addition for Tampa Bay when they drafted him. The Eagles need a linebackers. They add one in Devin White. Should be a big pickup there. Sam Howell, after 1 year starting, gets traded to Seattle. It made sense because I think Drew Lock was a free agent and maybe he signed somewhere. Oh, no, Geno, was it? No, it was Tyrod Taylor signed with the Jets to back up Aaron Rodgers. We'll see how that works up. But yeah, Sam Howell going to go sit under Geno. Maybe Sam Howell is the answer when Geno, maybe calls it a day. Curtis Samuel signs with the Bills. Should not be a bad pickup there. And DJ Reader, he signed with the Lions? No. Yeah, it looks like he signed with the Lions. Well, I could be wrong. Kendall Fuller signed with my Dolphins to be the Xavier Howard replacement. We'll see what happens with Kendall Fuller. Should not be a bad signing there. Joey Bosa restructures a deal to stay with the Chargers. Did Khalil Mack get released or traded? I don't know about that one. But I did see Joey Bosa restructure his contract. Any other big ones? Nope. That's all the free agency moves. My thoughts on them, kind of thing. We'll see what happens for these guys. Some of these guys get in the bag. Some of these guys just looking to play, like looking to hang on around, like Joe Flacco. It's not going to deal. All these pickups should be. Some of them are mid. Some of them are average. Some of them are great signings, like Derrick Henry. We'll see what happens, man. At the end of the day, free agency is whatever to me. I mean, you could sign like all the top free agents and still go 0-15. You know what I mean? But we'll see what happens there. Some of these signings are really solid for your teams, and we'll see what happens, man. It should be a fun NFL season this upcoming year, and should be a fun draft, man. So yeah, let me know down below what are you guys' thoughts on some of your free agents. Maybe your team signed a great signing, and you're very excited about it. Drop me down below. Drop it down below. Let me know how you feel. Tell me why I'm wrong. Maybe you sign a player that I think was a mid signing. Maybe I signed a player that was average, or I thought was average to your team. Let me know down below. Comment down below why I'm wrong.